you know what? I'll just say this. The grocery store gonna get mad at me if I complain about the carts not being returned.
Wait, what?
Like if I come on the podcast and complain about something or talk about something,
Yeah.
am I supposed to talk about no people, places, or things while I'm here?
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope you're having a really good day so far. If you are new here, my name's Taylor. I come to you from Baltimore City, Maryland. And here on my YouTube channel, my neighbor is grinding the brick facade of their home. We're gonna be super quick with this intro and get outside in the backyard garden where maybe you will hear less of that audio. And if you're new to my channel, my name's Taylor. I come to you from Baltimore City, and here on my YouTube channel, I generally feature content around knitting and spinning. However, I have not made a whole lot of time for that these days. I've been mostly scrolling my phone at night. I don't know. I just haven't been super productive. I think that I just do a lot of chores and a lot of skincare and makeup these days, which I won't bore you with right now. But we're gonna go outside in the backyard and take care of a few things. I made a ton of progress since last week's video. On Sunday, I worked all day outside, and we have a lot of work to do out back. I have a ton of sticks to shred with my cheapo Amazon $100 stick shredder. That's gonna clear up the space on top of and around my compost bin. If I have the time today before the rain, I might even try to flip my compost bin. It is necessary that I turn it at the very least. So even if I don't spread compost today, I can at least get those sticks shredded to clear up that area, and then potentially just turn the compost so that whatever is on top will have a better opportunity to break down. Welcome to this week's garden tour. I've already pulled out my stick shredder and we're gonna put her to use ASAP. I can see that my strawberry plants have bounced back. I'm really excited about that. And if I do flip the compost, I'm gonna spread some in this bed to top it off. I'm also going to top off my other containers. It's been raining like crazy and those plants are nearly toast. I'll probably pop them in the ground anyway just to see if they can survive, but a lot of my containers could use a little topping off, especially this one over here, which it looks like my salvia is going to survive. I cut it all the way back, dug it out of the ground, and moved it into this box. And my creeping Jenny has creeped everywhere it could. So I've already propagated some of it. I need to dump that tray out of water as well, but it's doing fine. I'll show you the front yard garden where I have some creeping Jenny growing in a way I really like. But you can see the cucumbers are growing quite tall. I have some fruits starting and even a couple tomatoes here on the vine, which is really exciting. And the basil is starting to grow up finally. So maybe we'll have a little caprese salad in the coming weeks. The Elecampane has flopped. It has flopped the house.
Boots the house down, mama, yes, God.
So I think I might even, it is in full bloom right now, and oh wow, my raspberry stake has finally fallen over completely. So you know what I'm going to do? I was gonna wait until the fall to do this, but I'm gonna stake my raspberries this weekend. I don't know if I'll get to it today, probably should, but I'm gonna restake those with a little bit stronger solution. So the Elecampane, it is flowering. I have some pollinators enjoying them while they can. Maybe I'll stake these up to stand upright and away from the peach tree so that the peach tree can get a little bit more light and a little bit more air. So I might do that today as well. I wasn't really thinking about it, but I should. Sorry if my video quality is garbage. I'm all over the place right now, but these raspberries are doing better than they ever had. You can see I have an asparagus plant growing up behind it there. You might see it behind, I'm sure you can't, it's a mess back here, but this is the area I worked in last Sunday. You can't tell, but there are a ton of yellow daffodils planted in about 4 very narrow rows in a semicircle around the bird bath. So that's going to be really exciting. In the spring next year, I dug up the yarrow into 3 or 4 clumps and then replanted it in that area. I expect that by winter they will bush out again and be more of like a gap filler there in that space. So the yarrow will kind of hang out all year. In the winter it's kind of low, and then in the summer it shoots up. So in the winter it'll kind of take up that space. In the spring I expect the bulbs will kind of lift through the yarrow, and then they will gain a height of about 2 feet, and then after they die back, the yarrow will take over that area. Here I have a row of heucheras, and then amongst them are another bulb I forget the name of, but I'm not sure if I regret planting them amongst each other. I wish I had kind of done one behind the other, but it is what it is and it's done. So there's that. And then over here, I did cut back some of the forsythia. So there's a little bit of a gap here. It just was growing far too into the black raspberries. I cut out a few black raspberry canes, and there's quite a bit of new growth that's forming. You can see all of those kind of bluish green stalks are all fresh new growth. And then here, right in front of me, is a pawpaw tree that is consumed by these berry bushes. The sunflower has finally popped open, and I did clean the bird bath. It was nice and clean. I need to pick those leaves that have fallen out. And it just occurred to me, I do need to spray myself down with some bug spray. And actually this bed would be a really great place to spread some compost. I'm going to shred these sticks, flip this compost, and take care of some business.
You feel like summer days to me, warm, tender, sunny rays. I hope that we are meant to be. You say nothing at all when we meet, yet somehow I know your history. Oh, come what may, I'm ready. Picture frames, lavender and pain, they all live here within this romance. I get the chance to stop the run and be the lucky one. Odd thoughts and some dusty dreams, and we seem to find common ground. Guess everyone's got their own sound. I never cared much about fitting in, what's right or a sin. But as you stand before me, I give in. Picture frames, lavender and pain, they all live here within this romance. I get the chance to stop the run and be the lucky one. Picture frames, lavender and pain, they all live here within this romance. I get the chance to stop the run and be the lucky one. Just tell me I belong. That I'm the lucky one. I'm your chosen one. Picture frames, lavender and pain, they all live here within this romance. I get the chance to stop the run and be the lucky one. Picture frames, lavender and pain, they all live here within this romance. I get the chance to stop the run and be the lucky one.
I've dug all the way down to the ground level, and you'll see there's a lot of roots from the tree that this is positioned beneath. And this is, the little space I have to compost, so I'm grateful. I'm just going to share this space with the tree that's been here a lot longer than I have, and it will continue to benefit from this decomposition happening right beneath it. I'm gonna fork all of this compost back into the bin. And I don't think I gave you a before shot of how tall the compost was, but it was about to here, and it'll probably be a bit lower since I did relocate some compost in and around the garden. I'm gonna wrap this up and get cleaned up. This compost is dry as hell. Yeah, I'm glad I turned it. Will you fix me some nitrogen-rich water mix? Here we have the final garden tour of this week. I did yank out the mystery squash. I just didn't want to deal with it this summer. And I did top off this long little box bed, as well as that one with fresh compost. And I sprayed down the concrete. I threw away all of my trash. And here we have a nice, clean garden. So exciting. Everything else is pretty much the same. I do have these, what are they called? Coleus plants that were suffering. They were drowning. I think I could bury them pretty deep. someplace and they'll give us a show through the beginning of fall, but I'm not sure exactly where I want to put them. I think maybe I will plant them in the front of this bed here, but I don't know where my trowel is. I kind of misplaced it. So it's either in a random bed or I already brought it down to the basement for storage. I have not tied the raspberries. I think that is for another day. I'm feeling a bit cooked and I just don't really want to deal with that chaos yet, but I did get a lot done. My compost bin is back to normal. You can see I have a couple extra feet to continue filling this container, and it's already at a warm temperature. It's about 90 degrees. I'm gonna check in on this in the coming days, and I'm sure it'll hit an ideal temperature in 2 or 3 days. I also, well, it's gonna rain and my compost was a little bit dry. I sprayed down the sides of it, but I'm leaving it uncovered through the rain we're gonna get today. And I do keep this area covered because I have a feral cat that likes to turn that area into a bed. So keep that for him to stay dry. And here we have it. I do want to take a zip tie to this fig tree and bring it up and out of the way of this tiny gate. Okay, this is the last of the garden tour update. I planted those coleus. I think that they're gonna grow nice and big in that area. It gets shade, but some sunlight, and I think it filled that gap in quite nicely. So we'll see how this evolves. I think I'm happier with it than I've probably ever been. And I think that it'll grow in real nice in the spring. That is it for this week's episode of the Thread to Mend podcast. If you made it this far, let me know in a comment below with, I think we did the sunflower last week. Maybe we should just do any plant emoji of your choice. And if you want to find me on social media, my name is Taylor E. Owen on Ravelry and Instagram. You can find me over on TikTok as Taylor Knits. I hope you all have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and that you take care.